Hey there, thank you for joining me. In our mission to terraform this planet, we've made substantial progress. I admit, the base doesn't look really fancy or sophisticated yet, but at least it's a safe haven, and I can say that our future doesn't look as bleak anymore. I was looking at our progress screen. So on the screen we can see what is going to be unlocked next. So if you look at, for example, the lake water collector, it unlocks at 50. And we're at 9.9, so that is quite a ways away. The tier 4 heater unlocks at 63 ppb, and we are at 2.64. The tier 2 biodome, and that is actually an important structure, that unlocks at 12. We're currently at 4.4. And then we have the gas extractor. It's going to take a little while to get there, especially on this section, because we're not really doing much with biomass and plants. But this is giving me a great opportunity to actually start consolidating all the items from all the racks that are still laying in those lockers over there and over there and over there. And just maybe fine-tune the base a little bit, get things a little bit more organized, especially the storage. So I'm going to fine-tune some things and I will be back. So it's going to take me a while, but you won't notice a difference. Alright, so while I'm in the middle of restructuring the base, I realized that we actually have opened up that gateway to the sulfur fields. And it's not just the sulfur fields that are interesting, but there's also what is called the sand falls behind the sulfur fields that are, in my book, even more interesting. So that's where I'm going right now. So these are the sulfur fields. And then behind there is what are called the sand falls. I think that's the official name that the players have been giving to it. There's a lot of resources to be found here. So I did go ahead and build a little cabin so I can replenish my oxygen here while we farm, because there's a lot of resources here. It's way more than my backpack can handle. And I believe this area has 2 chests, so let's explore those and see what's in it. The other one is right there, straight ahead. Oh, a chip. That is handy. Alright. Time to build some storage lockers in that cabin so I can keep farming here, because there's a lot more actually underneath the sand. I'll show you in a moment. You can find a lot of super alloys. Okay, let's put this away. So while we're exploring beneath the sand falls, there's a lot of super alloys to be found here. The vision is horrible, but that's of course part of the game. But yeah, there's a lot of super alloys here. There's also a cave, a small little osmium cave. I believe there's also some sulfur in there that we will dive into as well. I quickly wanted to touch upon the fact that on my YouTube channel, on the community tab, I posted a poll with a question as to what is your most favorite or all-time favorite sci-fi series, and I'm speaking specifically about the space operas, I believe that's called, like Star Trek, Babylon 5, Firefly, Dark Matter, The Expanse, those kind of things. So I'm not talking about, for example, Fringe or X-Files, things like that. The interesting part is that the other day I was speaking to some friends, and the funny thing is that everybody has their own favorite, just like with music. There's no way to change anybody's mind, and it has always intrigued me as to how people can have such different opinions. I posted a poll on my community tab, and there were some responses, and I think at the time of this recording, it's a Battlestar Galactica 2004 edition that is actually in the lead. A fantastic series, great series. The problem with the poll is that I can only select 5 options, I think. That's as much as YouTube will allow you to pick. Right now I didn't have the option to include, for example, Firefly or Dark Matter. But yeah, if you have a moment, just cast a vote. I'm kind of curious to see what people think. Alright, so the restructuring is done for now. First of all, I put that antenna on top of the base. What is it actually called? Satellite dish? What is it called? Communication antenna, of course. So I put it on top of the base. I think that makes more sense and it looks nicer. But let me show you what I've done to the storage. I have 2 rooms. One is this on the left and one is on the right. So the one on the right has all the typical resources, the minerals and the metals, and for example the iridium and all the big 5 and things like that, and also some chests that haven't been organized yet. I actually have some chips that I still need to decode. And on this side, in the other storage, This is mostly focused on food growth and algae and all the algae products that we'll get on later on in the game. But I actually discovered something, and I wasn't even aware of this. The viewer probably has seen this while I was picking it up. But I actually did find mushroom seeds while I was emptying all those racks and all those storage lockers flying back and forth 20 times like usual. I saw that I actually had mushroom seeds. And that is pretty important. Let me show you. I did swap the locations of the biolab and the biodome is now here. But let me show you why we need mushrooms. It's for the bioplastic nuggets, you need mushrooms. And yeah, that's it for now. But the bioplastic nugget is pretty important in the game. So I'm glad that at least we have found one mushroom seed. But before I actually build more food growers, I am aware that I have to upgrade our power situation, our energy. And we can now craft Tier 2 nuclear reactor. Great. Now you notice that there was one item in there, and that's that explosive powder. This is something that we can actually craft in the biolab. We need 2 sulfur and 1 iridium. And we have that in stock. So I might make a couple of baggies of that. Iridium. Let's make 3 of those baggies. Then we need 3 uranium rods, a super alloy. I have the water on me. Let me see if I have those uranium rods because... Ah, we do. Perfect. Then a super alloy is here. So that is really going to boost our energy. I say it all the time, that should be sufficient for a while, but in this game, things change so fast and progress so fast that, yeah. Before you know it, this is not sufficient anymore. We have to put down 4 or 5 of these. So let me put that one there. Okay, great. So now, I can craft a couple of food growers. See, the thing with growing food is that you don't need to grow it because otherwise you're going to starve to death. That's not the case at all. It's just that all these items that you're actually growing, all these vegetables, so squash, eggplant, and mushroom, you need them to craft other products. Let me run to the biolab and I can actually show that to you. I've already shown you the mushroom here. So look at that, you need the eggplant for the fertilizer, you need the squash for the tier 2 fertilizer, and there's going to be other products popping up that are going to need all those vegetables. So that's why it's best to make sure that you're growing plenty of food, so you can eat some and use some to progress. Alright, we still have those 4 chips, so I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to get here. Tier 3 agility boost, that is great because it also improves the speed of your jetpack. The Tier 2 GPS satellite, very interesting. That will let us zoom out on the map a little bit further, it's more convenient. The pinning, so I can actually then pin 2 recipes on my screen instead of 1. And the fence. A little bit of a letdown there. Tier 3 agility boots, that's doable because we actually craft some of those baggies. Pick that up and we have a couple of super alloys. So that is going to make our traveling faster, and that makes a big difference. There we go. We're going to make a little journey. We're going to go to what I call the warp gate. It's another structure that we can explore. There's usually resources in there. You might see it in the distance where my crosshairs are, right there. So it's up the ramp here, then to the left. And I actually see something here. Okay, that is new to me. Oh, what is this? That is completely new to me. This must have been part of the full release. Is there any way is this a rack that we can get into, or does it open up later, or what is going on with this? I don't see a way to get in there. No, I don't see a way. I'm pretty sure it's a rack that at some point we can explore. I just don't... Is there something I can dismantle here to get in? Oh. Can be destroyed with explosives. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that is definitely a new thing. I'm not familiar with that at all. Very exciting, of course. Okay, let's focus on the task at hand. The warp gate. So the first time I saw this structure, it took me a while to realize that you can actually get in on this side to explore. It was actually a viewer that told me, because I completely missed that. I was running around this whole structure and I was not able to get in, and I was like, okay, well, that is strange. And at that moment, I mean, I don't know how long ago this was. It was really in the early stages of early release or early access. I figured that we would be able to activate this gate and get off this planet, but not to spoil the surprise, but that is not the case. So this viewer told me, hey Mud, there's a door, just go through the door. And okay, that's right here. So let's start exploring. And as usual, I will be editing as I have to unload my bags and come back in and blah blah blah. Nothing very spectacular just yet. I can reveal that this is a fairly big wreck. Also, this is a good time to actually explore this wreck, because later on this area will get flooded, and then big part of this wreck is underwater, which makes it only more annoying and difficult. Oh, almost missed this again. Don't want to miss those chips. At least there's a message. Another chip. And there's a reactor. So that means that as soon as we put in an energy cell, this only requires one. Then the certain doors in this rack will open up, with giving us access to more loot. But let's read the message. Today was the inauguration of the Space Warp Gate. It took 2 years to build and was to finally allow us to easily cross the Ezekiel Prime Sector. But as soon as we turned on the main power reactor, everything went wrong. The power immediately went down, all the reactors and stabilizers broke within a few minutes, and the spaceship was inexplicably drawn to the closest planet. We have tried everything to fix it, but it seems there's nothing we can do. The whole crew escaped into the escape pods, and I sent a distress signal. I'm going to my pod now too. What a waste, all these months of work will be lost. I can't understand what happened. This shouldn't have happened. So this is the second mention of something like a spaceship being drawn to the planet without being able to escape from that pool. So this is something that is a storyline here, so you might want to keep that in mind. Wow. That is really not exciting at all, this. I think they might have changed the loot tables or whatever that's called. Because that is not very impressive here. Is there anything else here? No. No secret compartments. Oh, I can deconstruct that thing. Very interesting. Underground tunnel leads to a chest, if I can remember this correctly. So at some point this is actually completely submerged. Let me also deconstruct this tier 2 heater here. Set some room in the bags. Yeah, they must have done something to the loot tables, because these chests are not... there's no impressive loot. I was thinking I was going to get some better loot here, but yeah, there's really nothing extremely exciting about this. We have 2 microchips to decode. Let's see if there's going to be anything interesting. Another rocket that has to do with map information. And the tier 2 jetpack. Well, that is very, very exciting, of course. Let me see what's needed for that. I think we craft that here, or upgrade it here. We actually do have the materials for this. Yeah, get that done real quick. Super alloy, sulfur, osmium, and aluminum. It's not very demanding, this upgrade, but I'm not complaining. Brilliant. Does it actually show the speed? 150, 170. So it's only 20. Okay. I think it gets multiplied then by these things, the agility boots. So, oh well, still a nice upgrade. Alright guys, there's one golden chest in this area that I haven't picked up yet. And apparently also a blue chest. So let's take that home as well. Here it is. Always handy to have these golden seeds. Especially now that we have the flower spreader. I just need to be able to make some fertilizer, and for that we need eggplant. And I'm growing that, so as soon as that is done, we can put one of those flower spreaders down. Alright, time to make our first flower spreader, because who doesn't like flowers? Okay, so we need a couple of waters. We need one of those fertilizer baggies, and in order to craft fertilizer, we need 2 eggplant, 1 sulfur, and 3 algae. I'm pretty sure I have that in stock. 3 eggplant, 2, and 1 sulfur. And then I need 1 super alloy, and magnesium, 2 more water. Okay, let's first make that fertilizer. Also, let me not forget, I do want to pick up a golden seed. See one here. There's one. That's enough. Okay, so we can actually dismantle this thing here. And put the flower spreader down. Put a golden seed in there. How does that compare? 161 plus the multiplier from the seed. So yeah, that's just a lot more. Okay. And then we have unlocked a tier 2 biodome. That's a very interesting structure, because it actually will generate 3 barks that you need to grow trees later on. Now, as you can see, we need a couple of fertilizers for that. I don't have that handy yet because I'm waiting for the eggplant, but we'll get to that as soon as possible. The other thing I would like to build is the shredder machine. Very, very handy, especially when you get a lot of the raw resources that you don't need and you just have them in your bags and you want to get rid of them. It's basically like a trash can, so it's very, very handy. Let's see. Osmium and super alloy. And in all the hours that I played, also in my live streams, I mentioned it several times that I was hoping that they would actually include something on your tool belt that would kind of fulfill that function of the shredder machine. But I don't think they did that in the full release. It would be great, but it's so handy to have around this shredder machine. Yep. Alright, we're gonna make another journey. I think it's officially called the Highlands. And it's another zone that will actually fill up with water, so I hope we're not too late. I don't think we are. Alright guys, this is... I'm pretty sure the official name for this is the Highlands. And there's a lot of loot to be found here. There's a couple of caves, and later on you can actually get and climb up on these, what do we call them, cliffs? Some more loot to be gathered. Alright, so I built my little cabin for the oxygen, as usual. And let's go to the beginning of this canyon, valley. We'll start hugging right, because there's a lot of stuff here. Including a golden chest, by the way. Here's our first cave. It's a little bit of iridium. not very exciting, to be honest. This is new to me as well. Apparently another obstruction that you can blow up with bombs. I've never seen that before. Oh, rocket engine. Okay. I'm not picking up the iridium because we have an easy way to get it. What I am going to do here in my cabin is actually put on a beacon. It is very helpful in this zone. Here. Let's make it green, kind of Highlands. And we call it the Highlands. Alright, I see another chest. Mushrooms. Okay. Oh. Silly me. Go. I was actually trying to be picky there. And there's also a little rack here, with a little bit of a storyline. This is also new to me as well. I have the impression that we can climb up there. And it looks like some aluminum here. Definitely new to me, this. What is this? Not sure what to expect up there, and if we can really climb up there. I have the impression that we can. Okay. There's a little chip here, so that hasn't changed. Oh, our first multiplier fuse. That is something that is going to play an important part further on in the game. I'm not sure if we're going to make that this episode. I don't think we do. It's going to be very, very important, these fuses. Okay. Well, let me quickly read this story here. So that's private scavenger assignment and reconnaissance. An abnormal number of ships from various companies have disappeared in the Ezekiel Prime sector. Go there and find out what you can. Apparently that was their mission. Primary objective, investigate the sector, discover why some ships seem to vanish. Secondary objectives, find and report presence of any hostile life, identify any crashed ships and report them to their respective corporations. Record the whereabouts of all merchandise found. So this is another ship that apparently was sent here to investigate all the disappearances and, in a way, disappeared itself. So you can now see the beacon. It's very, very helpful. Let's go in the cave. Still ice laying there, so it's very likely going to be osmium. There we go. And a chest. And another fuse. There's actually quite a bit of osmium in this cave, so that is very positive. So it kind of resembles almost like a staircase, or maybe this is just a way to get out of the canyon. There's nothing to it, but let's see what we can find. Cobalt, okay. Ah, there's still some ice here, interesting. Some nice music to build up the tension. It just keeps going up. Wasn't there like another section here that I can go? No, doesn't look too inviting. It's just a way out of the canyon, I think. I don't think there's much to be found here. Maybe a chest somewhere. Okay, there's a chest. A lot of ice. Is there anything up here? No, I don't think we can get up on these mountains. I just think this is really the edge of the map. Oh, 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 oh. I spoke too soon, I think. Okay, where is this gonna lead to? Oh, chest. Wow, that goes quick. Alright, let's see what's in the chest. Again, nothing very exciting. Okay, there was another hallway we can go down. It looks like this is rubble again. I wonder if that's rubble that you can blow up with a bomb. Whenever we, I don't know, discover or find a bomb, whatever that is going to be. This looks like something you can blow up with explosives. There has to be some sort of a bomb, I guess. Alright, let's see what is on the chip. The spacesuit displayer. Okay. Not very, very important. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it here. I think we made a lot of progress. There's still plenty of stuff to explore, especially in those cliffs there. There's another wreck that is very interesting. That will be happening next episode. Also, I will be putting down more flower spreaders and very likely also the upgraded algae generator, because we can now put down the tier 2 algae generator, which is way more powerful than the tier 1, of course. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time. Bye bye.